Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Kubeir. I'm a CICC licensed immigration consultant. This channel is all about Canadian immigration news, updates, things you should do, things you should not. So we have the news that the requirement for biometrics for PR application is back effective June 14th. What does that mean? On 14th of June, the public policy exempting foreign nationals with previous biometrics on file who are applying for permanent residence from the biometric have basically there is that whole exemption has been lifted and the changes to GCMS have been restored. Now, what does mean is that pre-pandemic, before this whole COVID-19 thing happened, even if you would have completed your biometrics for visitor visa, study visa, work permit, you still had to give your biometrics again if you are applying for permanent residence. But when the COVID came, they put this requirement on hold. Everybody was exempted. If you have active valid biometrics on file which were given within the last 10 years, then as a permanent resident applicant, you did not need to do your biometrics again. However, that exemption has now been lifted, which basically means that if you have submitted an application on the June 14th or after June 14th, then you may have to redo your medicals or give your medicals again, even if you have active biometrics again. You have to give your biometrics again, even if your biometrics were completed within the last 10 years. Okay. I'm not sure why this is done. I mean, if they could do without this requirement for the last 3-4 years, then why now again bring it back? Biometrics are the same, right? I mean, it's the same. This is not going to change for a person. So whether you are taking these biometrics, and the process is the same, you go to the VFS, you get your biometrics done. And why would it be different for a visit visa and then now again for a PR application? I don't understand the logic, but it's a requirement and you have to do it. So you'll have to do your biometrics again if you have submitted your PR application on the 14th of June or after 14th of June. Be prepared to sort of receive a biometrics request from IRCC. And from there on, then obviously complete your biometrics. Point to be noted, Milord, that biometrics can be done anywhere in the world. There is no restriction. For example, you submit an application from India, you are traveling to Dubai, you get a biometrics request, you can go to Dubai and give your biometrics. You live normally in Pakistan, you are visiting somebody in Indonesia, Malaysia, you can give your biometrics in Indonesia, Malaysia. There is no problem. You can be in any country. That has no bearing, no issues, no problem whatsoever. Same applies for medicals. You can also complete your medicals anywhere in the world. If you're living in the US, you plan to go for a holiday to India, you can do your medicals in India. They're also cheaper. In the US, the medicals cost about $350 at this point of time. In India, you can only pay 5,000 rupees and complete your medicals. So yes, medicals, biometrics, both of these are requirement. For the time being, medicals, if you are inside Canada, regardless of your application type, if you are inside Canada submitting a PR application, if you have completed your medicals within the last 5 years for any visit visa, work permit, study permits, open work permits, doesn't matter. If you have completed your medicals within the last 5 years as of the date of submitting your application, 5 years back from that, you have the medical completion report, you have the UMI IME number, then you don't need to do your medicals again, unless IRCC asks you to redo your medicals. So you can submit those medicals. That policy is still there, so you will not have to do your medicals for that. Thank you so much for joining in. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Yeah. And if you wish to book an appointment, then that is the link. This is the email address if you want to reach out to us to handle any of your applications. We do also handle refugee cases. We handle applications for HNC, humanitarian and compassionate grounds. We handle applications for detention reviews. Hopefully, if you get detained for whatever the reason might be. And we also handle appeals in the IRB, Immigration Refugee Board. And if you are in any of those situations, want to discuss, consult, then please by all means do. Thank you so much for joining in. It has been a pleasure again doing this episode, and I shall see you soon. Take care.